Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. I am so happy to be here today. I'm here with one of my favorite all-time gospel groups, Lil Willie and the Keynotes. And Lil Willie, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I was looking forward to this time when we can have this meeting and conversate.
That's awesome. And today's episode, as you know, we're going to be dedicating this whole episode to the legacy of the late Willie Neal Johnson. Many know that he's passed away January the 10th, 2001. And was he a mighty, anointed, not only performer, but he was an awesome singer as well. And as I said in the promo video, many people thought it was over until we heard about Lil Willie and the Keynotes, or at least when I heard about it. Because when I first initially heard you guys sing, it was on the radio. And I said, hold on, I thought he passed away. Like no, I didn't. No, that was my first reaction. Then somebody said, oh no, that's the group that's carrying on his legacy. And before I get into this interview, I want to commend you, Lil Willie, for your dedication and your persistence. There are a lot of groups these days that don't last that long. And for you to be carried, there are a lot of people that carry on people's legacy and it doesn't even last a week. And you guys are going on 20 years or more, carrying on the legacy of Willie Neal Johnson. I just want to say that says a lot about you. It says a lot about the integrity of the group. And I want to say I don't take it lightly, and it's so glad to have you back on the show again.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Glad to be back.
That's awesome. So I want to ask a couple questions about you first. When did you start singing?
Well, as a young man growing up, my mom started us singing. My mom used to play guitar.
Good.
And we will follow around singing in the kitchen, through the living room, as we clean up the house. And if you didn't know how to sing or hold a note, by the time you were done cleaning, you knew how to sing.
Yeah.
That's how my mama was. So we were singing, me and my siblings, we were singing just as soon as we were old enough to hummel a word.
Yeah. And
from that point on, we kept doing it. And God just been blessing us. And it never left.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So,
yes.
Lil Willie and the Keynotes, when did y'all originally first start singing?
Well, not too long after the late, great Willie Neal Johnson passed. God blessed us to where we ended up doing a project. And that project was Good to Be Back. And that project was released in 2003. And we were doing it since then, going around singing, different venues, and just trying to keep the sound and the legacy alive.
Yeah.
You know, just adding to what the foundation he already laid down.
Yeah.
So that's what we were doing. You know, but my journey, even before that, my journey started with the original Keynotes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. I was with the original Keynotes, Paul Beasley, Larry McCowan, Jeffrey Newberry, the late Geno Alfred Smith, the late Val Alexander. At that time, Ricky Boston was playing drums, and Joey. Now he playing with the Blind Boys, but Joey was playing second lead. And I started with those guys turning around, singing. And from that point, by the time I got to the album, we all had split. So God bless it to where the project ended up in my hands with a company called Jet Records. And from that point on, the album was done and released by Jet Records.
Oh, okay.
So we kept on going. And, you know, I've done a lot of traveling and singing with the original Keynotes through the years, and done a recording with them before on a record label down in Albany, Georgia at the time called Soul Potion. So I did one on that record. I did Prayer for Peace and Never Been to Heaven. But God had blessed it to where it continued, and it's where it's at right now. So I'm not new. I've been around. I've been around a long time. Well, we did a couple of programs together, and you could just imagine that when I sung, what his expressions looked like.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there was a time when he heard me, he said, "I didn't know you could sing like that."
Yeah.
But we did a couple of shows together, and I've learned a lot from the late great Willie Neal Johnson. And God has just blessed me with the ability to continue on.
Yeah.
Because we all know there's only one Willie Neal Johnson.
Yeah.
There's only one. But God bless it to where the work can continue. And because it's a beautiful blessing to be able to keep a legacy going such as that.
What inspired you to carry on his legacy? I know it had to be a decision. So what inspired you to carry on the late Willie Neal Johnson's legacy?
When you listen to the songs of the Keynotes over the years, those songs have been blessings and inspirations. So through the years, hearing the songs, singing the songs, and the songs ministering, that's all I ever wanted to do, was continue on, because I've been a fan first.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people that have been a fan first.
Yeah.
But I've been a fan, one of the fans first, and I just enjoyed the music. I just enjoyed the ministry, and it ministered to me. And it helped me in times of my life, you know, growing up, going through school, going to church, and all the way up to becoming a young man. And that's what inspired me to continue on to do it, because I just enjoyed, and I know that if God raised me up to be a blessing, then I wanted to do that for the Lord.
Okay. A couple more questions. When you met Willie Neal Johnson, what was your first impression of him?
It was one of those things like, wow.
Yeah.
This is the country boy standing in front of me.
Yeah.
I was nervous, as you can imagine, as a young man. At this time, I think I was about 13, 14 years old. I was nervous. I was shaking. I was just starstruck because I was like, this is him in front of me.
Did you ever think that standing in front of him at that time, at that young age, God looks into time and he sees what's going to happen with us, even at that present time? Did you ever think that years later you'll be like pretty much following his in his footsteps? Did that ever cross your mind at all?
At that time, being a young man, I've always thought that if the time ever came, I'm like, I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Not looking to see that one day he will pass. It was like, if he ever calls me to come join him, I'll be ready. So that's how I felt at that time as a young man, saying, wow, I couldn't believe what I just saw and what I just witnessed.
Yeah.
One of my idol groups just performed and I was in awe. But never thought these many years I will be standing in this position.
Wow, I tell you, like I said, you guys do such a phenomenal job, and I'm in awestruck of you that you're on here. I really appreciate you and your group. And my last question is, with Lil Willie and the Keynotes, what can we expect to see in the next several weeks, in the future? Y'all got any projects or anything that's under y'all sleeve that you're working on, or events that you want to let us know about?
We got a project we're about to work on that's coming out soon. And what you can expect from Lil Willie and the Keynotes is every time we hit the floor, we're going to give God our all.
Amen.
I like to walk away empty of everything that was in me to give. Because only what you do for Christ is going to last. And that's what I look forward to every time I sing, is that people will be blessed. People will receive something as well as I receive something. I'm like Paul. I pray the words that I preach. I myself may not be a castaway. So I want to know and see and understand that when we sing and giving God our all, we all can get to heaven together. Because we got something that he equipped us with, and it's called praise with our mouth. And all we got to do is give God glory, give him praise, and let him know that we honor him and we thank him for what he has done for us and how he is using us to be a blessing to someone else. At the same time, we're receiving a blessing.
Amen. And Lil Willie, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really honor you and you carrying on the legacy of the late Willie Neal Johnson. This was such a wonderful interview. For those that are watching, if you would like to maybe follow Lil Willie and the Keynotes, they are on Instagram, they're on Facebook, and I think they're on YouTube as well. And all you have to do is,
we are.
I believe they just have to type up Lil Willie and the Keynotes, right?
Yeah, Lil Willie Keynotes.
Okay, Lil Willie Keynotes.
Right, on YouTube.
Okay. And
then from there, you can link to the Facebook, YouTube, and we also have a website.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
We hope you have enjoyed today's program. We want to connect with you. Visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You Show, or visit us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. We're so grateful you tuned in today and hope you have a fantastic day.